What's up, guys? We are back with another Cosmic Legions Book 1 Hvalkatar review, and we're taking a look at one of the female figures in this wave. But this one's kind of a special figure because VORGGA is a 1.0 female, and she is the sole example of 1.0 female bodies in Legions in general. Now, I got her test shot, but I never actually got around to doing a video for her, so this will be the first time that I actually do a video for VORGGA, and I'm really excited about this one because she looks pretty gnarly. Now, she comes in the smaller size boxes for the figures. You've got like the big ones, you've got the mid-size for the deluxe, and then we've got, this is like the standard size box. So you've got her there in the window. We've got the Cosmic Legions logo and her hologram look on the bottom. You've got her factions on one spine with her bio, as well as a write-up for this wave on the other spine. And then the back of the box will give you a cross-sell for everybody that's included in this first wave. So let's do it. Let's pull her out and take a look. And here we go, out of the package, our Cosmic Legions VORGGA figure. A kind of a special figure in terms of, how she's put together, I guess is one of the bigger things for her. Because again, it's a female, but she's a 1.0 figure, which is not the norm. So she's a little bit unique, but at the same time, it's still 1.0, so like we know exactly what to expect here, but she's also got a lot of stuff that's unique about her character, the stuff she comes with, and then some of her parts. So let's see what she can do, see how she moves around. Again, 1.0 figure, so you kind of know exactly what's going to happen here right out the gate. We've got a head that can look up a little bit. She can look down decently. You've got slight tilt, but not much. You got rotation. Arms, of course, out at the shoulders. They swivel. We've got single jointed, say 90 degrees, right? Swiveling elbows. You've got your gauntlet swivel. You've got swivel at the wrist and hinge, of course. Torso 1.0, so it's just a solid piece. It's honestly a little bit less articulated than, like, say, a normal male Mythic Legions figure because it doesn't really have much of a taper at the bottom, so it is kind of flatter. She can sort of, kick forward a little bit and kick backwards a little bit. Not much tilt, really. If anything, I'd say she has none. It really can't do anything. And then you've got your swivel down there at the waist. Legs all the way out. You can get her to do the splits if you need to. They kick forward pretty decently. You've got your thigh twist. Single jointed knee, about 90 degrees. And then you've got swivel at that knee. You've got swivel at the top of the ankle, as usual for a Legion's ankle rocker. And then you've got hinges down there also. She does share some parts with other figures, so there's not a whole lot of that's actually specific to her beyond like this torso and just the fact that it's a female 1.0 figure. But, again, if you're familiar with 1.0 stuff, Cosmic or Mythic, you basically know what you're getting into with this one. No surprise, where I really think this figure excels is the looks. I really like the idea behind VORGGA, and the execution on her is pretty solid. I don't really have any issues with how she's put together or the choices made here because I went after her test shot. I was already in the VORGGA camp before we ever had a chance to get them in hand, and I think I made the right choice getting that test shot because this is one of the coolest looking figures in the wave to me. I'm really happy with pretty much everything they did here, and a lot of that does come down to what she is. She's a 1.0 female figure, so there's like a novelty aspect to it, but it's also the idea of her being this like heavy gunner, bruiser type of character. She's like, a big muscly woman that has this massive gun. I like the idea behind that. And I think she looks awesome. I love the colors here in particular. I like the orange flesh, that kind of tan orange color. She's got this crazy tampo tattoo over here. It's like some sort of like space wolf or something like that. That's pretty gnarly. I do like the armor choices, so this silver, kind of a dingy silver, does work really well with this teal, which does have some unexpected metallic highlights to it. It's not tons and tons, but there is a slight metallic nature, specifically on the collar piece up here, that I didn't expect, and I really like the accent colors on her also, so you've got sort of these little gold bits and bobs on the gauntlets and on the thigh pieces. There's even some extra paint down here on the shin guards. She's got some wear and tear, and then there's also this sort of gunky, grimy, brown-green overspray also. Now, she has a few unique things. A big one is attached to her back, and I really like this added bit of bulk for her. This is how she comes in the box. There's more stuff to talk about when it comes to beefing her up. You can pop this off. It's kind of a tight fit, and you'll see some familiar stuff back there. So you've got your normal back adapter slot and pauldron pegs on this character. She, of course, does have pauldrons, so that's specific something that she needs, but it is kind of a rarity in Cosmic so far that there are actual pauldrons. So she is very unique in terms of some of the stuff she comes with, the torso, and then this backpack, the neck piece, as well as the fact that she has this pretty gnarly looking alien head sculpt that's kind of like, you know, some sort of elongated shape with all these different colors. So there's a ton of paint up there. The eyes, the little, you know, ornamental colors on the forehead, and then everything that runs back the top of the head with some purple hair. And then you've got like the hairpins in there too. She looks really good. I'm very happy with that. That blue also breaks her up, and it adds a nice pop of color in sort of a sea of orange. And those colors do work really nicely together. So she is very, very eye-catching. I'm really happy with the design. I like the idea of 1.0 female figures, and she looks really cool. That's really what it comes down to. She looks really cool, and she's got a killer sculpt and some awesome paint. Now, as far as some size comparisons go, let's start with other Legions figures. So we've got VORGGA in the middle. We've got a Tusk Sentry here on the right for a 1.0 Cosmic entry. And then we've got the Orc Queen here on the left for a Mythic Legions 2.0 female. And you can see the big difference between like 2.0 female and VORGGA is the proportions. VORGGA is stockier, so she's going to be more in line with your normal 1.0 figures. She's going to seem beefier by comparison to the 2.0 females. Now let's move these guys aside and we'll do some other lines. Take him aside. Let's do a Figuarts. Here is the SH Figuarts Turles. Let's take the Queen aside, and here is Forge Marvel Legends. Now let's take Turles aside, and let's do a NECA Turtle. There's Leo. And then let's take Forge aside and do one more. Let's do a Masterverse. Here is Faker. So, you know, again, if you're familiar with 1.0 Legions of any kind, Cosmic or Mythic, you pretty much know what you're getting into with this figure. She's going to fit in really well with, you know, 7-inch scale figures, but she's also going to work decently with 6-inch scale, with, you know, 1/12 stuff, if you're using her as like some slightly larger alien creature. Now, as far as accessories goes, VORGGA doesn't necessarily have, well, not even necessarily, she just doesn't have as many accessories as a lot of the other figures do, but she is unique in what she comes with. So to start with, we do get an extra head sculpt, and I really, really like this head. So this is like, I'm kind of taking it to be like, you know, her battle mask or something like that, where you've got most of the head still exposed, but then she has like this armor on the back of her head, and then you've got like this respirator mask thing sitting over top of her mouth, and it just makes her look really cool. That's pretty much where I start and stop with it. It looks cool, so I'm really happy that we get another option with her, because this will probably be what I use all the time. We do get some extra hands with her, so in the box you get 2 different sets of gripping hands. You get lateral and vertical hinge for this particular reason. You're gonna likely want to have both versions when you're messing with the big cannon. I will also say, however, that there is a Heroes weapons pack, or hands pack, sorry, and she is a prime candidate for that because the hands very much match her, and they will give you all sorts of different options: trigger fingers, style posy hands, fists, the whole 9 yards really. But she does come with kind of a basic assortment compared to some of the other figures in this wave when it comes to hands. She does get some pauldrons though, and these are very different. They very much match her armor with that sort of gunk and battle wear on it. So you've got some silver dry brushing, but then there's also some of that same kind of overspray that the armor on the shins has. And she's of course unique here because she's the only figure in this wave that has legitimate actual pauldrons. Other figures have the, you know, like the alien carapace thing, but she's the only one that has full-on pauldrons. And of course they do look kind of techy and spacey rather than what we're used to on the Mythic side of things. And then she comes with, well, before we get into the gun anyway, she comes with some of the, what are basically going to be the new back adapters for Cosmic. We've got these little pegs here, and that's what these ports are for. So she's got ports on her backpack and on her gauntlets that you could peg these into, and then you can stow other weaponry on there. She doesn't, of course, come with any of that. She doesn't come with any of the extra weapons, but every figure that can use the pegs will come with the pegs, and they're just clear pegs. You get 2 short, 2 long. She also could make use of those with some weapons from other figures or from the weapons pack. Now, the main event for VORGGA, though, is this big monster. So, to make up for the fact in many ways that she doesn't get tons and tons of accessories compared to other figures, we get this hellacious cannon that she comes with. So this is a two-handed gun, and it is modular in how the Horsemen have designed it. So like the end here, this piece can come off. It's a separate piece, and they've got different bits that will correspond to a different weapon type. So hers is obviously like this big cannon, sort of a heavy weapon, big bruiser type of thing. It's all rusted out, and it's got some gnarly paint on it. It's got an awesome sculpt. I really like it. I'm very, very happy with the size on it as well. But for her in particular, it integrates with the backpack because we have this big like ammo cable or energy band or something like that. You've got a cable that runs and hits into this part right here, which on other guns, if they don't have the cable, will actually have a little piece that seals that off. And then you've got a port on the bottom of the backpack to connect it all. And I really like that. It just makes her look so much more menacing. I'm very, very happy with how it works and how it all fits together. And she can hold it pretty well. You might have to play with it to sort of figure out the best way to do it. But once you get it there, it's pretty solid. And the cable is actually really nicely done too because it's keyed. So it goes in a certain way. So it's easy to actually get in and make it all snug. So she does come with some really cool stuff. I love this extra head sculpt. I love the fact that she has pauldrons, and I'm a big fan of this gun. She may not have as much stuff as other figures, but she's got a lot of substance here. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with VORGGA. Again, I got the test shot for her. I kind of wanted that for specific reasons. I thought she looked cool. Basically on the money with that. This is a really solid figure though. Again, something kind of different, 1.0 female figure, so she moves about as well as you expect, but she looks so good. I'm really happy with the sculpt on this one. The nice little highlighted metallic accents throughout this armor really look cool on her. I like the unique parts, specifically, the heads and that head with the mask. I love the fact that she has pauldrons. I like the backpack. I like how it integrates into the gun, which of course is cool on its own because she doesn't have a lot of accessories, but she gets the big one. And this thing is modular. It's got tons of paint, all sorts of sculpted detail. And really, I just like the idea behind this character where she's this big, bruiser female that carries this massive gun. And she's clearly not someone you want to mess with. So that's going to do it for this look at the 4 Horsemen Cosmic Legions VORGGA. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time.